I trained my forearms every day for months to break the Guinness World Records title for the most pencils snapped in 1 minute. But then, on the day of the event, in front of a live audience of hundreds, something happened that's never happened to me before, disqualifying the attempt. A single cedar tree can make about 300,000 pencils, and 7 years ago, Dude Perfect's Tyler Toney broke 57 of these pencils to claim a Guinness World Records title. So Dude Perfect set the bar at 57 pencils. And since they have such a big audience, it wasn't long before someone else came along, challenged them, and broke their record. Tyler Toney wasn't gonna give up so easily.
Snapped in a minute, 87. Good luck with that one.
He changed his strategy and took it back with 87 pencils snapped in 1 minute. That's almost 3 pencils every 2 seconds. It's hard to improve on records like these because there's only so much strategy involved in breaking pencils. But in this record, I saw a weakness in both their strategies and not training enough. So I went for it. I did it. I broke 98 pencils in 1 minute, becoming the fastest pencil breaker. Then Sharita Furman broke that record with 102. Ronald Saturin beat that record with 110. And that's where it stands today. I'm gonna break it again. And honestly, I can train my arm snapping abilities, but that's pretty much it. The record I was going for was 110. So I told the audience I'm ready to break 110 pencils to break this Guinness World Records title. Sometimes I know I'm gonna break it. This time I knew I was at the edge of my abilities. So after a 3, 2, 1 go, I start breaking the pencils. 6 seconds in and I heard something that sounded like a stop, but I was only 6 seconds in, so I knew I had heard it wrong. I was getting close to that 110 mark. My arms are shaking, my forearms are burning. I finally snapped the 110th pencil. Time was called right afterwards, and I broke the record. Threw my arms up in the air, celebrated. Then we gathered all of the pencil pieces up, lined up the erasers with the other ends to confirm they were all completely snapped in two, and 110 were counted, announced the result, and I went home happy. So my sister-in-law sends me a text saying, you need to look at the video footage 10 seconds in because I think the stopwatch may have stopped. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So I look at the camera angle. I watched the video back live at the event, but when I looked at the one with the stopwatch in it, at 6 seconds in, stop was called and the stopwatch was stopped. I was in disbelief, but I think the timer got so excited about stopping at 60 seconds that when they saw 6, they just hit stop and yelled stop because they saw the 6 there thinking it was 60 seconds. They immediately realized their mistake, restarted it, but that extra second was enough to disqualify the attempt. Now to be clear here, it wasn't the actual stopping of the stopwatch that disqualified it. The gal had nothing to do with it being disqualified. It just means we didn't find out it was disqualified until afterwards. I'm sitting there realizing that even though I thought I broke a Guinness World Records title, I didn't. And I was like, no, I've got to go after this again because this record is one of the ones I've broken before, and I got to defend any record that I've ever broken to get to my goal, breaking the most concurrent world records. My muscles are in pencil breaking shape, so I want to get this record attempt scheduled as soon as possible. I get the gym booked and people to come out and act as my witnesses, timekeepers, videographers, and I'm ready to make another attempt. I lined up to 110 pencils in a straight line this time, plus a few extras in case I can get more. But this time I don't have to go around the corner, so I'm thinking maybe I can go a little bit faster. So I start breaking the pencil. Snap, snap, snap. I'm feeling good. The pencil's there. I'm grabbing them. I'm above world record pace, but there's going to be problems ahead. The first is I'm going to feel fatigue. I know this is going to happen, so I know I need to be above pace at the beginning because at the end I'm going to slow down. I'm about halfway through and I know I'm on pace to break the record, and then my arms started getting tired. And then worse than that, as I get close to the end, the pencils weren't sticking off the table as much. I have them sticking off almost halfway, so I can grab as much of the pencil as possible with my left hand, grab it then with the right and snap it. But the pencils at the end, I didn't review. They weren't sticking off all the way, so I only had a tiny bit of pencil to be able to grab, and then I'm trying to snap it, not from the midpoint, which slowed me down. And I got slower and slower, and then the pencils were closer together. So one pencil was hitting another. They were either knocking off the table or getting 2 pencils next to each other, so I was having trouble grabbing it. I grabbed the 110th pencil, snapped it, and time was called. But we still need to put together all the pencil pieces to confirm the live count I had was accurate. And so we line up the erasers with the ends, and we can't find 110 pencils. We scoured the entire floor of the gym, and a couple of them had rolled underneath the bleachers. We got those out, added them into the tally, and the final number was 110 pencils snapped, tying this Guinness World Records title. My name is David Rush. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you next week for the next Guinness World Records title.